Waterfall's coming up here. It's going to meander through here, so we just need to figure out what's the best way coming out. We're going to cut through the concrete, meander on through the fall. So we have one waterfall, two waterfalls underneath us.
Yeah, so yeah, we were doing the site survey first time out here on the lake here, taking a look at Marv's property and what we could do for him. And he wanted to have a stream, a water feature installed, so we were able to take a look at the site here and see what we wanted to do, and it was kind of exciting because this is a neat space to be able to build a water feature.
Yeah, the one up above will have one rock, so like a small sheet of glass, babble, take out the wall, and that'd be all babble. Oh, we're gonna need. So I want to hide there. I don't like this shit.
No, I know. But we're gonna need to do a bit of a mound here, but that can all be rock.
Oh, that will disappear.
But what I'm getting at, when we not just put a top down, I have one there, and any of your spoils can go into it.
I'll show you the video. Let's just bring you. See, Christian's our comedian, and this is the fifth Beatle. His name is Mohammed. What's his name?
It's too easy. And then we can
make little mounds right here. These are pressure treated.
Yeah. But how are you gonna reconcile that with finishing into the?
Oh no, we just meandered out. I'm only talking Jesus this height.
Oh right, okay.
Just so it builds in it. I just don't want to get rid of that gap.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the plan. Chisel that in. But you can chisel there inside, or even you have to grind it when we're cutting. You just zap that straight up.
I had ideas that probably didn't work out as well as we thought. I was going to have a smaller waterfall that was going to end right here where you can see the waterfall back with a kind of a tank to catch the water. Dave said, well, why don't we just run it all the way to the lake? That makes sense. And I said, well, that's going to look kind of dumb going through this wood deck. And so he said, no, it won't. And I said, okay, well, I'll take your word for it. So they came in and they, instead of this, what I had envisioned was a straight little water feature, they sculptured it, cut all the woods,
so that it looks like the rocks and the wood just meet right up, they marry right against each other. So like how it was all planned. And so with this one, I think we wanted to really marry this stream into the existing landscape. So the walls, the sidewalk, the path, down to the deck, everything, we wanted to make sure it looked like it was always planned on being there.
well. He's got it built here, and we're pulling water out of the lake up to the headwaters and going back. And the lake authorities came by and said, looks really nice, but you can't do that.
Change gears a bit. We talked with him, came up with a plan on what we could do that was still feasible and not rip up the entire deck and do a major construction project. So we extended out the foundation with concrete blocks and built a basin. And so the basin's probably about 3 times the size of what the stream holds. And so instead of dumping into the lake, we're dumping into this basin and recirculating the water.
The timing was perfect because they drain the lake every 3 years. He built the cement, it's solid, but then he covered it with boulders so it blended into the ecology of the lake. It turned out perfectly. You can't tell it wasn't always there, and most of these decks out here, and it's built on top of boulders, so it just fit right in perfectly.
Cutting the sidewalk was getting our console and simply just cutting a line right through it so that we could get liner under there and then dress it off with the rock. When we initially were going to dump into the pond, we were going to have a lot more flow going through it, and we didn't want the water to come up and over the liner. The pipes create a false bottom for us, so most of the water flows underneath and goes, and that kicks to the falls. So the falls still look as good, and the water flowing over the top is this nice meandering stream, not this kind of gushing stream that goes over and, you know, rots the wood out and causes all kinds of problems down the line. And I do the plumbing, the pumps, the more technical stuff to make sure that once they get all the rocks and everything put where they are, that it all runs right. And we don't have issues, and it's easy to maintain, you know, in the future. They look at a lot of things right now and how it looks right now, and I tend to think more about what's going to happen in a year, what's going to happen in 5 years, so that when we build something, it's going to last.
The water feature itself, we're really happy with it. Dave is what I would call a water artist. Oftentimes I'd come when he was working on the project, I'd stop in to see what was going on, and he'd be just looking at one of the waterfalls and just looking at it. And I said, what are you doing? He says, well, the rocks just aren't quite right. The water's not going exactly the way I want it to. You disassemble the whole waterfall and reassemble it a different way.
If you get 2 people trying to build a wall with the rocks, they're going to have different opinions on the rocks. You know, you got one person that leads it, and then everyone else follows. So if somebody's suggesting, oh, you should put that rock there, you know, they're stepping over the line.